There comes a time in every sock loom knitter's life, or every loom knitter's life, where you have the dreaded dropped stitch. I'm going to show you exactly what I do to pick those stitches up. Hi guys, and welcome to the Lopsided Crafter Loom Knitting channel. My name is Erica, and I am your host here in this little part of YouTube land. You can find me on all the socials as the Lopsided Crafter or Lopsided Crafter, and we do have our own website, thelopsidedcrafter.com. And for those of you that do not know, we do have a Facebook group, and it is linked below. It is not a very active Facebook group. I really hope to change that in the future because I've got lots of ideas for this channel going forward, and some of the communication and the community vibe will probably happen in that channel. Let's head to the table and I can show you exactly what I do to pick those stitches up. I have said many, many times over the years that locking stitch markers and a 2mm crochet hook is your best friend when it comes to loom knitting. And today you are going to see exactly why. I always keep one of these crochet hooks in my bag or on my desk wherever I am working, because you never know when something's going to happen and you're going to drop a stitch. And for me, unless it is just some area where it's just not worth fighting it, I will always try to pick up that drop stitch because it takes a lot less time to pick that stitch up than it does to frog your whole project and have to start over. So the first thing that I like to do is grab that live stitch and place it on a stitch marker so that it does not unravel anymore. These little strands of yarn here, this is your dropped stitch. So this is the ladder of the stitch. And we need to pick up all of these ladders so that we can put that stitch back on our peg. One thing that I will note, because of the orientation of the stitch, if you were just to pick it up with your crochet hook and crochet it on up, your knit stitch would then be on the back instead of the front of your work where you want it to be. There are some things that you can do to correctly pick it up on the back side to purl, but I find that it's a little more cumbersome to do it that way. So I am going to show you how I do it. I am going to turn my loom around, and this is my empty peg. That is where the drop stitch happened. In order to give myself some more room, don't freak out, I am going to put some of these other stitches onto a locking stitch marker. And this is going to give me some more room that I need in order to pick that stitch up. I usually do 1 to 2 on each side of the drop stitch, just depending on what type of loom I'm using. If I'm using a bigger loom, say I'm making a hat, usually only 1 stitch marker on each side is suffice. But because this is a sock loom and everything is super duper stretched, I am going to use 2 on each side. And now the fun part comes. I am going to take these stitches off of the loom. Don't freak out. The stitch marker keeps those stitches live, but it gives me some extra room here to be able to work. Now, I am going to take this stitch marker, and you see how I've got the stitch picked up, and then our next ladder is right here. I am going to fish that stitch marker through those two stitches and bring it to the front. And I'm going to pull that out. So now my stitch is here on this side, and I can easily pick these up and knit. That is why I took those extra stitches off of the loom, so that I've got some extra playroom here. You might find that you need to add an additional stitch on each side, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and do that so we have even more room to play with. So I'm just going to pop an additional stitch here onto a stitch marker on each side and take those off of the loom. I tend to use a different color than the one that I used to pick the stitch up, just so I kind of know my orientation. You don't have to do that. My brain just seems to work better when I have things that are color-coded differently. So I'm going to do that again here with this other side. Pop that stitch off of the loom. And now I've got some working room here. I'm going to pick up that live stitch, and you want to make sure that it's not twisted. You need it to go in the same orientation that it would if it was on the loom. And I'm going to pick up that stitch with my crochet hook. And I'm going to pop that stitch off. I like to kind of hold my fingers behind the loom so that I can see my ladders, and I can kind of separate it with my fingernail. You're going to grab that first ladder. So you have your stitch and your ladder. Kind of hold that ladder back and turn and bring it through. So now we've made a new stitch. And we're going to do that with every single stitch that we've dropped. We're just essentially crocheting it through. If you are familiar with crocheting, you're basically just doing a chain. It will get a little tighter as you work up. It is okay to pull that stitch up and give yourself some room. Because once you put these other stitches back on the loom, everything is going to orientate the way it should be. So grab that next ladder. And crochet it through. Give yourself some slack there, so that way you've got working room. And you just keep doing that all the way up until you get that very last stitch on your loom. A few more here. As I said, you will find that it gets a little tighter the closer you get to the loom. Now, when you get up here, you want to make sure that you are picking up the right stitch, because your ladders are really close together now. So I can see if I pick these two up that I still have what appears to be a brown one, and my stitch marker just wrapped all the way around my crochet hook there. There we go. So I have, this one is the very top one. I can tell that by the way it's leaning. It's wanting to lean. And I have one below that. And it looks like I still have a brown one. Yep, right there. Go back through that. If your crochet hook falls off of it and you can't get your hook back through, you can grab your stitch marker, your original one, and put it through that loop to at least get your crochet hook back on. So there, we got our crochet hook back on. And we are going to grab these additional 3 stitches. I've got a brown one right down here and it is hidden. So you will have to look to make sure, because sometimes you can think that you've gotten them all and there was one hidden. So then you still have one ladder that wasn't picked up and you'd have to go back and pick those up. So there's that one. I know that this one is my top one, so there's still one white one down there. Here we go. We're going to pick that up. And it does take time, but like I said, I still think it's better than having to frog your whole project. So we have our last one here. Bring that one through. This one is going to be a little tighter. Okay. So now we have picked up all of our stitches. And we are going to lift up a little bit so we have some working room. And we are going to put that stitch marker back onto that loop. Secure it and pull your hook out. Now we are going to go back to the other side of our loom and we are just going to pull these stitch markers to the back side. You're going to have to kind of feed them through because they've all went to the front side of your work. You could grab your crochet hook if you need to and pull those stitches forward. Usually once you start getting a couple of them, they all kind of like would naturally come forward sometimes. And if they don't, I'm going to show you what you do there too. So we've got these two. Remember that you have 3 on each side here. So this one, we got a little guy down here that's still hiding. You can push them through from the other side. Again, with it being on the sock loom, sometimes it gets a little finicky because we just don't have a lot of room. There we go. So we've got them all back over here the best that we can. We're going to pick up this very first one here on the outside, making sure that the stitch is oriented in the correct direction. And we're going to put it back onto the loom. I always leave the stitch markers on there until I've gotten every stitch back onto the loom. So this is my next one. Just pull it up a little bit, give yourself some working slack there. I've got one more. The stitch markers went through each other. There we go. Pull that up, give myself some room, And just put your stitch markers back on. This one's going to be a little tight because that was our drop stitch. Like, you don't want to like pull it so hard that you break the yarn, but you've got to give yourself a little bit of slack there so that you can actually get those stitches back on, because the stitch actually has lost its tension from being around the peg to now a smaller tension of being around the stitch marker. That last one sometimes is a little bit of a doozy. There we go. So then I like to look. So I have 3 on each side of my drop stitch. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these stitch markers. There's no, specific way that you need to remove them, no specific order, just remove them, making sure that, the stitch stays on the peg when you do. And there you go. You have now picked up your stitch, and I venture to say that you can probably not guess which one it was. You look over here to the other side, all of your stitches are even. And that, friends, is how you pick up a dropped stitch on the knitting loom when you are working in straight stockinette knitting. It is a little different if it is the purl stitch. If it is a purl stitch on the front side of your work, you can actually do all the picking up on the inside of the loom. Like I said, there are lots of ways to do it. I find that the way that I demonstrated in this video is the easiest and less moving. If you were to do it on this side of the loom, you would have to reorient each stitch, and it can become overwhelming. It does take some time, but it is a lot quicker than having to frog your project and restart. So I want to know, what were you doing while watching this video? Were you actually picking up a stitch? Were you just listening to show some support for the channel? Or were you drinking a hot cup of coffee, an iced coffee, or a hot tea? Let me know below. And until next time, happy loom knitting, and may all your socks find their matches. Bye.